The element of this performance that makes it so hypnotic, I believe, is one's commitment to it. You think of this flight attendant, like she was in the flight attendant mode. Seatbelt went in, thing went on, she was in the zone. If you think of a comedian, and the difference between a good comedian and a bad comedian is often commitment. The show Family Guy got this. Like, they would tell a joke that wasn't that funny and would just keep repeating it until it's like, all right, this is hilarious at this point, because they are so committed to this bit. And so the question becomes, okay, we've talked about how to feel conviction back in the confidence module. How do I actually demonstrate that in the way that I look, feel, move? And I think of this in something, the mindset here is that you want to check in less often. If you think of a stage play, these people check in with the audience never. In 2 hours, they do not look at the audience. They are just up there performing. On the complete other flip side, think of the shyest person that you know. How often are they checking in with the people around them to see how it's being received? Pretty much all the time. I mean, mid-sentence, they're looking at someone, they're going, is this being received well? Do they like this? They crack a joke. Before they even hit the punchline, they're going, do they like my premise? Is this going to work? Whatever. Where you want to fall is in between. You're not going to go 2 hours without listening to people. Now you're just an arrogant jerk who is prattling on. But neither do you want to be checking in every second. This is what makes people go, this person doesn't have faith or confidence in what they're saying. What you want to do is you want to tend to check in less often than you do, quite frankly, and only if you can help it at the end of a sentence or a thought. So the thing that you're kind of just going to pay attention to as you go out today is how often, and I know this course can make you think of this a little bit more, but we're moving in two directions. We're simultaneously trying to feel more present and relaxed while growing, and it can feel like you're being pulled in different directions. But just go out and pay attention. How often, when I speak, do I look at the other person and go, is this going okay? Now, I want to be clear. This isn't about looking at the other person. In fact, some of the people that have the highest amount of conviction, that can do these really incredible performances, lock in on eye contact. They're there with you. But they're not questioning if you're going to stick with them. They look at you in this like pleading way, and there's almost a nod like, did you like that joke? Like, there's this look. They're smiling. They're seeing if you like the joke. They're seeing if you want to continue to talk to them consistently. So to be clear, this isn't not about not looking at people, about not checking in as in you're not engaging with them. It's about not constantly questioning, is what I'm saying being well received? It's in having faith that the things that you say have merit, have value, simply because you're engaging with this person. And because you've taken the storytelling module, and because this is why I put this last. If I put this first, I was just like, say whatever you want, go out there, tell any story and believe in it. That'll work a little bit, but you'll also tell some pretty lame stories that have a lot of boring parts, and you will lose people or come across as just arrogant because you expect people to listen to your stupid stories. Instead, we want to get those skills in place, and now I'm encouraging you to spend less time and less thought going, how is this being received? And if you look at people on talk shows or whatever, as they tell jokes, they're comfortable, and you sense they're comfortable, and they feel magnetic because they tell a joke that's a dud, and something in their body language is not going, oh, shoot. You know, they're not checking in. They just continue on. And neither do they have to steamroll that moment. What checking in looks like can be telling a bad joke and then having to quickly pile on and follow up with something else in order to not let that moment exist that people didn't laugh at your joke. And that's why I'm not focusing in this day on any specific behavior. I simply want you to notice yourself and ask, how often am I seeing if they're being receptive to me?